So, good evening everyone. My name is Michaela Payar. So, my topic is all about type of fitness are most important for a dancer. So, what type of fitness are most important for a dancer and why? So, while researcher indicates that some dance style require certain element of fitness more explicitly than others. So, in a well-rounded dance training program, it is necessary to consider all the components of fitness. So, the component of fitness are, number 1, aerobic fitness. Second is anaerobic fitness, muscular endurance, strength, power, flexibility, neuromuscular coordination, body composition, and lastly is rest. So while any chance in traditional dance training regimen must be approached cautiously to ensure that enhanced artistry and expression remain the primary goals, so it may be suggested that unless dancers are physiological honed to the same extent as they are artistically, their physical will be the limiting factor in their development. Ignoring the physiological training of today's dancer could eventually hamper the development of the art form. It is the continual responsibility of the dance teacher and educators to develop their knowledge and understanding of the physiological demands of dance, and be aware of the option of either integrating physical fitness training into the technique class itself or providing it through implementation. So in a recent study, full-time contemporary dance students completed a year of weekly dance fitness classes. Alongside their regular techniques training, students perceive positive physiological adaptation such as reduction in fatigue, improvement in general energy levels, and improvement capacity in their dance classes. To sustain the techniques and jumping ability, the importance of warm-up and cool-down, cited, and the recognition of the relationship between fitness and injury prevention was highlighted. More than 20 years ago, it was stated that the best dancers have an integrated combination of two talents, knowledge of what is to be expressed and the physical and mental tools to accomplish that expression. So, if a dancer was able to jump higher or balance longer and create illusions such as floating, maybe not necessarily but be better a dancer, but she does have the advantage of a great range of tools that which to produce the desired image of dance choreography. Although a topic of continual debate, more recent research has since indicated that the fitter dancer is better dancer. So, which activities improve various types of fitness? So, in aerobic training associated with moderate longer term of level of activities, the greater dancer aerobic capacity, the longer they can work at moderate heart rates before becoming fatigued. So, research suggests that dance will only elicit an improvement in aerobic capacity in a very unfit group of people, or if an aerobic dance class is taken. So, the average dance techniques class is too intermittent and natural of any positive aerobic effect to occur. So, in order to improve aerobic capacity, the body needs to work hard enough to bring about change or adaptation within the body. So, specifically, a rise in heart rate to approximately 70 to 90% of maximum will stress the aerobic energy system. So aerobic in dancing exercise is any physical activities that make us sweat. So make you breathe harder and make your heart beat faster than it would at rest. So aerobic dancing strengthens your heart and lungs while also conditioning your cardiovascular system to better manage and distribute oxygen throughout your body. Anaerobic training is any exercise that occurs in absence of oxygen, unlike aerobic exercise which uses oxygen for energy. Anaerobic exercise involve intense, powerful muscle contraction that require energy faster than oxygen can be supplied. Since an alternative energy source is needed, the body uses glycogen or a form of glucose that is stored within muscles as a fuel. And also, anaerobic training associated with high intensity and maximal short burst of energy. So, aerobic exercise improve long-term endurance while anaerobic exercise improve short-term of endurance. So, dance tend to use mostly anaerobic activities during techniques classes and exercise. So, performing repetitive movement will improve muscular endurance. So, strength, endurance, and training. So, the role of strength training in dance has frequently been misunderstood. There are still concerns in the dance world that increased muscle strength will negatively affect flexibility and aesthetic appearance. So, however, research has demonstrated that supplemental strength training can lead to better dancing and reduce occurrences of dance injuries. So, without interfering the key artistic and aesthetic requirements for an optimal strength training program, it has been suggested that exercise be specific to the desired outcome. Strength training can involve very heavy weight resistance with minimal repetition for a relatively short amount of time. Or exercise can involve lightweight resistance with many repetitions for a prolonged of time. So each program target a specific goals. A combination of a high intensity 70 to 100% of maximum and low volumes of works 2 or 3 times a week aims to increase muscle strength. A full recovery period to 5 to 6 minutes is essential between set in the instance. So, dancers wanting to increase muscle endurance are prescribed a combination of moderate intensities, 60 to 70 maximum percent, and high volume of work, 3 to 4 minutes a week. The rest period are then shorter, 2 or 4 minutes, so that the next set of exercises begins before full recoveries. So, muscular endurance when less force is sustained over a longer period of time, such as swings, then dancer often confuse endurance with strength. Power training. So, jumping is an integral part of most dance performances and involves the use of both muscular strength and elasticity. So, studies report that volumetric jump training has been shown to have a positive effect in dancers. So, however, there are warnings that volumetric training must be approached gradually and systematically to avoid injury. So, a good starting point is to design exercises in which dancers are encouraged to jump in a neutral position without emphasizing artistic skills. So, but instead simplify focusing on jumping higher. Once the dancer have gained greater understanding of how to evaluate themselves, they can bring correct dance technique back into the movements while trying to maintain as much height as possible. So, power training typically involves exercises which apply the maximum amount of force as fast as possible. Now, so on the basis that strength plus speed equals power. So, jumping with weights or throwing weights are two examples of power training exercises. Flexibility training is an important element of physical fitness. It is crucial in implementing muscular strength, building efficiency in movement, coordination, and preventing injuries. So, holding muscles in a stretched position for a prolonged amount of time causes the muscle fiber to become accustomed to new length, therefore increasing flexibility for it to be beneficial. The specific muscle group being stretched need to be isolated. So, for example, when stretching the hamstring, spinal movement should be reduced. So, relaxation is also important. So, flexibility joints require less energy to move, which means stretching creates a more energy-efficient movement during your dance practice and on the dance floor. So, when less energy is put toward your joints during exercise, so you have more energy to dance and exercise longer. Neuromuscular coordination. Moving beyond the purely physiological parameters, dance fitness also involves balance, agility, coordination, and skills. So without of all component of fitness, it's likely that neuromuscular coordination is addressed most often in the actual dance technique class. Also, through the use of imagery and visualization, improved neural pathways can help facilitate and develop efficiency in movement. So, neuromuscular coordination can positively affect levels of muscle strength by controlling the recruitment of the right number of muscle fiber at all the right time. So, in neuromuscular coordination is the ability of our central nervous system execute a set of complex movement of dance and choreography. Body composition. So, body composition plays an important role in dancers' health. So, appropriate and healthy ratios of lean muscle mass to fat mass are key factors that can contribute to optimizing physical performance. So, body composition is often expressed as a percentage of body fat, and healthy recommendations suggest that dancers' body fat be at a certain level in order to reach their potential. So, according to the World Health Organization, healthy body composition range from 17 to 25% for females and below 15% for males, but not too low as a certain amount of fat is essential for daily healthy functions. Optimal body composition is going to vary from activity to activity. These measurements are useful for determining what the best makeup is for dancers so that they can jump higher, turn faster, and physically survive long days of training, rehearsing, and performing. A balance of appropriate energy intake, nutrition, and energy expenditure physical activity will help dancers achieve the body composition that is right for them. So, in body composition is defined as a component of physical fitness. So, seminal research published as far back as 25 years ago identifies how demands on ballet dancer might cause them to submit to health compromising behavior to stay slim. Last is rest. So, the importance of rest in dance training cannot be stressed enough. Properly recovery from physical training has many benefits. So, rest helps to accelerate muscle regeneration between training sessions, to decrease fatigue, and to decrease the incidence of injury. It has been appreciated relatively recently that continuous training beyond a certain threshold of physical activities without sufficient rest can negatively impact both the health and performance of a dancer. So, this concept refers to overtraining, excessive training that result in no effect or even negative effect on a dancer's performance. So, when there is an imbalance between habitual exertion training and recovery, symptoms such as severe and prolonged fatigue, changes in behavior, and a loss of motivation can result. Recommendation to prevent or reverse overtraining include monitoring dance quality versus quantity, diet, dehydration, rest, and sleep patterns. So, rest in dance, it depends on how often you hit the dance floor on the event itself and after. So, on the other side, actual social dance event itself, give yourself about 30 minutes to 1 hour of rest after hitting the dance floor. So, assuming that you've achieved peak muscle effort like an intense routine or a number. And also, it will help you to recover from muscle fatigue, mental burnout, and allowing that rest over. Also, our brain never stop working even we're sleeping. So we need to give our body time to repair itself so we can be more productive during the dance.